Can you hear me?
Greetings, all.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. Michael said he was coming along. I did see him in person last week, so this is that was a rare treat.
I'm here.
He is not a hologram. Hi, Michael.
Hello.
How's life?
I don't know. I just got back yesterday.
Oh no, we'll talk.
I'm just still jet lagged. That's all.
Excellent. That most people recover from eventually. Me too.
Talking about like Thanksgiving.
So, for me to try to come up with something useful to do with my time.
Why?
Yes.
Why isn't the link? There should be a hedge dog. Okay, now there is.
There is now.
Okay, it didn't connect. I guess I had to log in first or something.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's just weird that it worked that way.
Yeah, my favorite thing with the weirdness from last week was me going to Europe and finding all the websites I use every day suddenly needed my consent to do things. You gotta love privacy in America.
They only do that in Europe. Haha.
Haha.
No,
And yet I flew
the
home.
American
Haha.
websites can't be bothered to comply, so they a lot of them just don't allow access from Europe.
Oh, perfect.
Particularly the U.S. government websites. Apparently,
Perfect.
Anyway, apparently including the vaccination websites that you need to download your form so you can get back to the United States.
Hi. Very handy indeed.
So are you telling me you're jet lagged from flying home this past weekend, or jet lagged from flying there 2 weeks ago?
I returned yesterday at 8 p.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Basically, I mean, there's only so many direct flights to Montreal, and I didn't want to take an indirect flight because of the concern about the rules being different in different places. And if while there was a direct flight on Saturday, it would be a direct flight which would then arrive in Montreal, and I'd be unable to get back to Ottawa because there isn't a train on Saturday that late. So I just
Awesome.
I'll just not do that.
Now my name is twice in the hedgehog.
Oh, sorry, I'm asleep.
So which hedge dog are you using?
It's been ugly. I'm using our normal one, I believe.
Well, okay, so you're using our normal one as opposed to the one that's linked into the Meet Echo. What is the normal one? Can you put it in chat?
Yes, I can. See, and I should be able to remember how to do chat. because we were practicing just last week.
There we go. Cellar Notes Virtual. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Now, since we're having this conversation, where does this one think?
Yeah, I
the
put a
notes
link into
are?
it, pointing to the other one.
Are those not the same? Oh, I'm sorry, you put a link in where?
So in the one that's pointed to by, if you click on the note-taking tool,
Yeah.
right? If
Right.
you click on the note-taking tool icon and you load
Right.
it, you get a different hedge doc than the one you're using. So I just put a link to the one we're using in there.
Oh, in the other hedge doc.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, excellent. We'll figure this stuff out by next year at the latest. And am I missing anybody? Christian? I think Christian is a Jabber user who has been logged in since we used our Jabber room since for the MediaCo, or sorry, for the media media over quick side meeting like last summer. Of course, being a side meeting, they didn't have any place to take notes, so I stupidly did the right thing. Anyway, I've got about 7 after. Do we have a quorum to get started?
Jerome, they didn't mention they would not come, so I don't know if they're coming or not.
So does anybody think we need to be waiting, or are we waiting for somebody critical?
David put in an item for the agenda. I suppose there's something he wants to talk about. Don't know whether we should wait for that.
Why don't I reply to his email real quick and just say, by the way, he has not joined?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm hitting send in the email. I just didn't want to have him join while I was typing. Okay, so we may be doing his 2 items.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Oh, yeah.
can. A little bit garbled, but not bad.
Yeah, there's some echo.
And I'm putting question marks at the front of these that he had asked for, and we will know to skip past those if he has not joined. Okay, great. Cool. So are we calling the meeting to order? I guess. And we are in the right place. And we have some attendees, so that's good. Draft meeting minutes are from February, because we had a very small group of people who were able to find the meeting last month. Does anybody need to review those? I believe they were posted to the mailing list.
I think it's okay.
Cool. So we'll do this. No objections. Excellent. Our work group document status, that should probably be document status, shouldn't it? Our document status has not changed because I think several of the documents were waiting on things that we were going to talk about last month. So that, and then we're still waiting for FFV1-V4 before we send anything to dispatch. And we're still waiting for Matroska to finish up before we do anything with the EBML updates draft. This is roughly the agenda that I had come up with very quickly before, just before the meeting. So that's kind of where we are now. So one of our topics, which we've talked about from time to time on the mailing list, was whether FLAC should be standards track or informational. And I would like for us to go ahead and nail that down. I'm not sure that I'm not sure that we've had a chance to close on that on the mailing list, or sorry, in an interim meeting. So where I think we are on this is that we were trying to figure out whether we were going to change the whether FLAC was informational or standards track at the last meeting, and we've talked about it a bit, but where I think we are right now is that we had decided not to change it to informational unless we needed to. Does that sound about right with people?
I think that we need to merge the pull request from Martin that fixes it to be standards track. The document itself. Yeah.
So we just do need to push that PR.
Yeah.
Does anybody have by any chance have a PR number handy?
It's 135.
Okay, great. So we can say closed for now. And thank you all for the discussion about that. That is actually something that sort of matters, especially with a document like FLAC. Let's see. If we are skipping down to pushing Matroska-09 and submitting it for review to the higher powers, which is the best agenda item I think I've ever typed in this working group. Did we have any discussion for that? This was from an email basically suggesting
that's
this.
from me.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, I finished all the merging everything I could, resolving all the issues that were left, apart some not very important things. There's only one issue left that's unrelated. So I think it's okay to publish version 9. I was actually going to do it like 2 weeks ago, but the window to send XML files was closed for some reason. So I waited. I did some other things and actually noticed some issues when generating the code from the XML file we generate. So that was more fixes, and now it's ready and it's compatible with everything that exists.
Cool. So we're ready to push that, Whitland?
Yes, so we can tag the version 9 and send the XML files on the whatever place we send the documents.
Yes.
I've never done
excellent.
it. Dave did it before, so
If you have any problems, give us a buzz. Actually, if you want to do that on the call.
So the submissions get closed. The submission system gets closed for 2 weeks prior to an IETF meeting. So which was last week. So that's why it was closed for most of March. But it opened again a week ago. Like the beginning of the meeting, it opens again, which is initially people were weird, but it's because people want to be able to do revisions based upon the meetings that happen immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so just be aware, we can let you know there's when the meetings are. But yeah, so you actually should be able to, I think, with the make file there, I think you can do, there's a make submit or make publish, or you can upload, you can just use a web interface to upload it to the data tracker.
Yeah, I think first we need to tag on GitHub, and from there it actually generates the XML file. I'll just get it from there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if it's possible to create tags from the website.
The only instructions I've ever seen about that were doing it in GitHub in Unix or something. The command line interface.
Yeah, well, I just do it with my usual software.
Yeah, sure.
Should we also tag codec and chat and tags as well?
Well, let me ask one more question on this one, and then go down to Codec and Tags. Michael, this document has not been through working group last call yet. Is that right?
You're talking about tag
Matroska.
No, we have not done a working group last call on it. No.
Okay, so the higher powers are working group last call. I will write that down.
Yeah,
now
that's the next step. I think that I think that we're there. Yeah.
Because Cellar has and Matroska have a fan club outside the IETF. Should we be announcing that any place besides the mailing list?
Okay.
And that was a question.
Or you want? I don't know. Should we send something to the mailing list or?
No, I'm not. You're fine right now. I'm just asking next steps. So next step is we would say, has anybody in the working group got anything that they need to say about this draft before we request publication and send it to the area directors? So
Okay,
what?
yeah, we can.
So yeah. So what I'm asking is there a reachable community that we should send a note to about that? And you could just forward our last call, our working group last call email to them and say this, these are the dates and this is when it's happening and stuff like that.
Well, as they said on the chat, we can send on the Matroska Devil mailing list, although it's mostly dead. The FFmpeg developer list, which is the opposite of dead, it's way too busy, so it might be unnoticed. And yeah, I don't know where else. Hello?
I think sending to the FFmpeg list would be fine, but yeah, as you say, it's way too hot, but perhaps people will notice.
Yes. Did we lose people?
I think something happened with Spencer.
I heard you, Steve. But Spencer, no more Spencer.
I almost don't understand anything you guys are saying because I have horrible echo. Like half a second, I get even what I say back, and everything you say is twice.
Rest of us are on mute, so that can only usually happen if someone's on not using a headset and is not on mute. So with everyone muted, if you're getting echo, then it's probably not. It's probably.
I think it's more like a bug because it's very precise. It's not like faded or anything. It's really clear, but it's twice. And I have headphones.
Reload.
I already changed to the iPad because the audio on my laptop was not working.
Reload.
And it just did that. Okay, can try. I'm back. I have no echo, but maybe you don't hear me now.
We do know.
Hear you. Okay, so what else do we do with the
It's
agenda
like
here?
The
lost Spencer?
frequency shifted like 3 octaves down.
Oh, that's even weirder.
Spencer came back muted, of course. I'm sorry.
Maybe I can reload again.
No. Is anybody else hearing echoes?
No.
No.
Okay, cool. So, and that was just was that Jerome?
Sorry?
Who was hearing the echoes? I'm sorry.
Steve was hearing the
Oh,
echo.
Steve.
Steve.
Okay, thank you. Cool. So where we were on that was me asking if it was appropriate to do a working group last call for more than 2 weeks, since we're asking for help outside the IETF. Michael, does that sound right?
So can you say that again, please?
We're doing working group last call, which could be 2 weeks, but we're asking for help outside the IETF.
Yes. Yeah, I think we should
So-
probably set it to 4 weeks, just
Okay.
because of the pace of things. We should probably send a reminder after 2 weeks.
Right.
And we might want to link a little bit because we're going to post this message outside of the IETF. We might want to post to something that says what this actually means.
Right.
Right.
And okay, sounds good. So, okay. And so I think that takes us down to Codec and Tags.
Spencer, your screen isn't shared. Is that a problem? Was it intentional?
No. Let me share something. As soon as I remember how. Yes. This and yes, I really want to share a screen, and I wanted to share that screen. Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. So that takes us down to Codec and Tags. And there were a couple of remarks about that further down in the thread about proper references to the renamed element, and ASV3 codec and tags have the new TWDB2 tag. Does that, do either one of those points mean anything about needing to apply updates before publishing codec and tags? Hello?
I hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah, you. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, just no. I am not in position to speak. So maybe the issue is Steve. Steve, if you are still there.
Yeah, me neither.
He's showing offline. How weird.
Team.
I managed to totally nuke things, and I don't quite know how I did that, but we'll have that conversation another time.
Okay. So we need him to go back for answering this question.
Okay, let me ask that question. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, he's back.
Okay. Hi, Steve.
Steve, yes.
So,
no.
so I was looking at the first line in the minutes under published codec and tags, and I was asking if those items that were listed on that first bullet have a if those are anything about updates that need to be applied before we would put out 008. Steve, are you hearing me okay?
I
Okay.
missed the
Yeah.
beginning. Now I
Okay.
have no echo, so it's okay. Well, it's
Perfect.
lower, so it's still there, but it's better.
Similar, almost perfect. So did you hear the question whether we need to apply any more updates before we publish -8 for Codec and Tags?
I think the main issue is that they might expire soon. Otherwise, there's very little changes since last time.
Yeah.
So we can wait.
Well,
There's no rush.
Michael, would you like for them to be updated before they expire, or do you think it matters?
If it's just a matter of a couple days, then just don't worry about it. If it's but I mean, I don't want to wait longer than that. I mean, so don't rush just for rushing sake, but let's not wait more than a week or something. It makes it really hard for people to review documents when they're not there.
Also true. Is there any, so if we're doing, I guess, let me ask the other question. If we're doing working group last call on Matroska, will anybody want to refer to these documents during working group last call?
It would be better if they were all available so people could see how things fit together, even if they're not looking at them.
Okay. And we are, so it would be, so I think the right thing to do is to submit an update before they expire or soon after they expire. And I was just looking at the dates, but they were something like, they're something like the 10th of the month, of April or something like that. And so, the next week or so. And we are not working group last calling these two yet, right? Or we haven't talked about it?
No, very, well, not very early, but they're not ready.
Okay. Yeah, then definitely you could do that anytime. So we'll just publish these -8 so they'll be available for Matroska reviewers. Cool.
I'm trying to submit Matroska 09. Oh yeah, I think it went through.
Okay.
Can we go back to the MP4 registry?
Sure. We put the little question marks out there just so we'd remember.
Dave must leave, but I can talk about that also. So we have a registration in the at the MP4 side. So there is an official registration. So we would like to add the codec ID in the FFV1 specification. So it would be an Errata.
Okay.
So how do we proceed about that? And by the way, I see that for AVI, we didn't say a codec ID too. There is no official support, so there is no official registration list for AVI, but we use FFv1 codec ID since the beginning in AVI, and it is not in the specification. So maybe also doable to put that in the Errata.
Yeah.
So what is the procedure in order to have the Errata there?
So you can either send a note to the mailing list and ask me or Michael to do it, or go to the RFC editor's website and submit there. Either one is fine with us. And if you do it on the RFC editor website for a working group document, we should get notification from that.
Yeah, and if you send it to us, all we're going to do is go to the editor's website and submit it. So it's not like
Yeah.
we're going to do
High value.
So I don't get it. So we upload a new version, or
no,
we
No.
upload a difference, or
no, So let me share my screen there, Spencer.
I am not sharing my screen anymore. Cool.
Yes. So what happens is you go to the RFC editor website and you click on Errata, and it asks you for which one. For instance, I know this one has Errata, and then you see what happens. And so effectively what you're doing is you're entering a bunch of things, and it says section says blah blah blah, says this, and it should say that, and that's really it. That's the only part. So if this was on which RFC again? This is on which one? 8794.
yes.
8794. So you search for that. No, 8794.
This one's not a 9043, isn't it? FFV1.
No, it is, yes, FFV1.
Yeah, 9043.
Yeah, sorry, 9043.
Right. Yeah, put it in for the right doc too. So.
Okay, so we just go to the RFC editor website and select Errata, and we suggest an Errata.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you do 9043. There's nothing. You click on report new errata. 9043. Report new errata.
Okay.
Report new errata, and then you get a form to fill out, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's an error in one of the formats only, so you'd pick that. You'd say which one, but it's probably just going to be text. And so technical errata means that we said something wrong. Okay. Editorial means we've typed something wrong.
Right.
So it is not wrong. It is an addition, but it is the technical.
Then that would be technical. That's technical.
Yeah, like a technical omission.
So we forgot to say something, then it's technical. So
yeah.
So in this case, you'd say original text, and I would just put the text around what it is that you're trying to say, and then corrected text, just add whatever text you need into that piece, and that's it. And then there's the stupidest CAPTCHA ever.
Okay. So what we do first, we will send a pull request on the FFV1 GitHub repository, so it is accepted by everyone, and then we send the errata either Dave or me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And same thing on the other one. Yeah.
Okay, I need to leave now. I have to go do some stuff for my kid before our store closes, or he won't have us. But sorry about that. I'm going to be off now.
Okay, cool. Have a good one. Be safe.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, and So can I say Steve is going to, will enter Errata? And if that turns out to be the wrong thing to do, please let us know and we'll fix it.
I did submit the 3 documents, and I was
Okay.
sent a review to the mailing list.
Okay.
Request for review.
Okay. Excellent. Perfect.
I have a related question, more or less. FLAC isn't in the MP4 registry as well. Should the process be the same? So publish RFC, request addition to the MP4 registry, and then publish in Errata, or should we do that differently because FLAC isn't published yet?
FLAC isn't published, so we put it
Yeah.
in the specification directly,
Yeah.
as we did
Okay.
for FFV1.
So
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you check the FFV1 Matroska FFV1 specification, I will send a link. There is something about how to store the format of the stream inside the container. So we can add such kind of text in FLAC also.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay, but this was specifically about the ID, or wasn't it? The FFV1 ID.
The issue for FFV1, we have the MP4 registration, so it is better. But for AVI, for example, there is no public registration, so we just force it to FFV1. So what we can do for FLAC is just to say, okay, everyone uses FLAC codec ID, so let's make it public in the specification.
Okay.
We can see with MP4 registration, it is a long process because they are not responsive. They don't respond immediately. But we can try to do the same thing for FLAC, but what we did for FFV1, asking for a public support from Apple, because it is Apple who manages the registry. But first, we can still put that in the FLAC specification as we did for FFV1 in Matroska.
Yeah, there is already an issue for, what does it say, document mappings into containers. And there is already a working container that has been implemented in Firefox and probably others. I think FFmpeg as well. So there is already a mapping, but well,
we can make it more or less official in the specification we do.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And am I capturing that correctly in the notes, which you all might know if you're looking at the notes, but if you're not, then it would look like this.
I sent some links in the chat about what we did for FFV1 in Matroska, and then from MP4.
Okay.
So there is no FLAC registration, but we will add to the MP4 registration to register FLAC codec ID.
Okay. Perfect. And so I'm just cutting and pasting that into the not there. Cutting and pasting out of the chat is a little bit weird sometimes. Equals, yes. And see, okay, perfect. Lastly, I think that we've still got did we lose Dave?
Dave had
Yes.
to quit. Yes, to leave. Sorry. He needed to leave, so he's no more there.
Okay, yeah. So we can leave this one for the next month, right? His second action. Okay, and that gets us through all of our special agenda items, and we still have 14 minutes left. Just to help me out a little bit here. So we would not be having Matroska discussion until after the end of working group last call at this point, or are people going to keep working on stuff?
Probably starting working on the codec or tags. Maybe tags because
Okay.
it's shorter to do. By the way, since I missed some of the working group email, do you send it, or do I have to send it, or it's automatic?
Yeah, the chairs would send that. I think that's actually built into the data tracker that the chairs see. So you can just let let me open that while we're still here, while we're all here, so I will not get terribly lost and forget things. So I've got Matroska-9 and excellent. Cool. So I will figure out what to do with that.
Okay.
But thank you guys for that. Excellent. It'll take a little poking around, but that's what they pay us for, of course, right? I'm kidding. So, is there anything that we need to talk about on FLAC on this call? Morgan?
I'm not sure. There are a few issues. There are two new issues I posted earlier today that need a little discussion, but I'm not sure whether the working group should discuss on this or general people on the FLAC mailing list. I found two shortcomings in the FLAC specification, points where the specification says nothing and various implementations have done things in a certain way. And I think those need to be solved before the specification is finished. But they're rather technical, so I don't know who should decide on this.
The working group should have consensus, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, I promise you. I only laugh because I'm still jet lagged. So can you give me the issue numbers for the notes?
Yes, that's 145 and 146.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Cool. And is there anything we need to say about FFV1 V4?
No, we can skip it. There's no news. No update.
We have the expression "no news is good news" in English. Is that true? Is that true?
Not this time.
So I'll just leave it as no news. Okay.
No, just no update, or you can say no update.
Okay.
Better.
Okay. Is there
A
any other
discussion
business
will be needed for this topic.
for?
For the FFV1 version 4, I think we need
Yeah.
much more time to discuss some directions in which we wish to go.
Okay. Excellent. Is there any other business?
Not from me.
Not for me.
We say going once, going twice.
Nothing.
Sold.
Excellent. And if I'm not hearing any other things we need to talk about right now, thank you all for your diligence and hard work. And thank you for putting up with me after the Meat Echo disaster in February. We're doing better. And I look forward to seeing you all in April.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Cheers.
Have a good day.
You too. Make good choices. Almost forgot.